Previously on Above the Line.
That'll do it, and they have won the Mountain West Championship for Valorant.
Like anything valuable, it must be taught and developed and practiced. But the truth is, we don't have time for complaints. Everything is changing. We don't get the team we want, we get the team we build. We don't get the team we want, we get the team we build.
The Boise's yelling at the top of their lungs, attack us, we dare you.
We are not going to be ready for Syracuse if we're practicing like this. Come on, get our heads in it.
No support, no support.
Yeah.
I knows all the dances.
Please welcome to the stage, Boise State University. They're putting it all on the table. It is a Boise State moment.
Being part of the Boise State esports program is more than just representing your university in high-level gaming competitions. It's an opportunity to share in the broader spirit of Boise State athletics. When you're not in the gaming arena, you get to experience the excitement of Boise State football in person. From their own perspective, players shared what game day is like for them. Cheering from the stands, surrounded by the roar of Bronco Nation, you're reminded that whether on the field or in the digital arena, you're part of something bigger. A Division I college football program serves as the heartbeat of its campus, drawing in fans, uniting students, alumni, and the community in a shared sense of pride and tradition. At Boise State, the football program is no different, acting as a central force that not only garners national attention, but also creates an undeniable energy on game days. The program's success fuels school spirit, boosts student engagement, and drives financial contributions that benefit both athletics and academics. Whether through its iconic blue turf or thrilling victories, Boise State football captures the essence of college sports and solidifies its role as the premier attraction on campus. In esports, Boise State also competes against their gridiron rivals the same week, making the rivalries even stronger. Opening the Mountain West esports season against Washington State brings added pressure. Over the past 2 years, an esports win against the football rival all but guarantees a football win. So, the pressure to beat the Cougars this week is palpable. They're a strong football program and esports program.
Take a look at the lineup Boise State brings. I said they have their all-star varsity lineup, and if the varsity Boise State team is playing, that of course means that we have to have Emiliano Flores, Cade Hall, and Gabe Reynolds joining us. We've also got Preston Ferrante, Grant Coupal there as a backup, and then we've got Peyton Welkin there as the coach, one of the most prominent Rocket League creators on the internet, and a great coach for Boise State University. As we're ready to head on into the action, Boise State versus Washington State, the Broncos versus the Cougars here tonight. We'll see which team gets off to a quick start. And remember, Boise State is defending champions in the Mountain West, so if you want to talk about having a target on your back, the Broncos certainly fulfill that description. So we head on into game one. We'll see who is off to the races first.
And I like this first game is always the true testament to who's going to have the momentum here. And right off the kickoff, it's going to go neutral. Gill's going to get a clear onto the Washington half. Fitz is going to have to collect back, grab the corner, and try to get some sort of clear out. But Durtho's there faster than him. One to the ceiling, gets the dunk, gets the flip reset, almost gets it.
Rocket League requires great communication, which means each player is constantly identifying their location and intention to one another. This allows each teammate to visualize each other in 3 dimensions to set up the perfect play.
All right. Try one more. That's all.
One up.
Nice. He doesn't have follow.
There we go.
That'll be far forward.
Me again.
Nice.
Up there.
2v1. Nice.
Durtho with a final touch to push it in. Boise State up 1. Gill goes off to the side, passes to Woozy in mid, back to Gill, and the shot almost goes through, but a save by Wimples. Washington State has been pretty good at reading Boise State's attempts, and we're still tied 1 apiece, but the shot from Durtho right there puts the Broncos into a 1-goal.
And Woozy, he's got the shot. Oh no!
Oh no, Woozy, that is just not the shot you take.
Tell it beggar.
Fitz demo in midfield, leaving it open for Woozy. Quick shot on goal, misread by Washington State. Gets another one for the Broncos.
That's just more confidence out of Boise State here, getting them a 2-goal lead here late in the game, and now they're just looking to hold, score some more, and make sure they can close out game 1.
Despite dropping the first game, the Cougars are far from out in this best-of-5 series. They steal momentum back from the Broncos early in Game 2, making key adjustments to kickoff and forcing Boise State to react. They remind everyone that the series is still very much alive, setting the stage for a more competitive fight ahead.
I'm moving.
First,
I'm on you full. Got them in right.
bad read.
Yeah.
Free ball.
Oh, I gave it to him.
On.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed.
I'll try to play shot. Off.
Hell no. I'm here again.
Is there
2v1.
Try and demo. Oh, it's a little quick. I demoed one.
Boise State now coming up on the 2-minute mark in overtime. Durtho for another shot on goal off the backboard. Follow up, it's right there. Gill is so far back on the field he cannot follow up, and another prime opportunity slips by. Boise State will have to keep on searching for the game-winning goal now over 2 minutes into overtime. Can put it away or at least get themselves up to match point for the Cougars do. Guaranteed to see at least game 4, first kickoff. Durtho follows it up, gaining a bit of ground for the Broncos, sets it up for Woozy, and that's a good start to get things back in line.
Looking to play safe here, trying to get another 50 to keep that Boise State offense going. He's pre-jumped it, he's gotten the 50, a little bit boost left for another touch. Durtho plays it slow around him, and Woozy's with the open net, and BSU go up 2-0.
Really nicely done for the Broncos, having that little bit of extra padding.
With Game 3 in this best-of-5 going the way of the Broncos, Gill, Woozy, and Durtho need only use their trademark speed and focus to finish off the Cougars in Game 4.
When you talk to these players, they love the best-of-7s. They love the long matches. They love being in it for the long haul. That's one of the strengths that the Broncos have, I actually think so. They can be in it till the very last moment and still keep the throttle pounded down to the floor. Here we go into Game 3. Durtho trying to gain some ground. Woozy follows up into the corners. Boost starts Washington State. Nice play. And Venom and Fitz will now, who's going to head it. Looks like Venom tries to find his clear, but it's a bit awkward touch for him. Woozy comes in with the shot off the backboard to try to dunk it down and doesn't find it.
The demo there kind of blinded us there. Woozy was so close with the shot. Far post shot for Gill to save, and he does it indeed. No boost there. Cut out of Woozy, and then the pass to Gill. It's perfect. Because Gill's coming off that 50, and he has that momentum upfield, and Woozy has the recognition to see him, and it's a perfect shot for Gill.
Yes.
That's
Call that the Gill and go.
Gill and go for sure. That was Gill-tastic. Not the Gill and go. Oh,
Yeah.
not the Gill and go.
Was in a beautiful spot to take the whole match away. Durtho tries to make his way upfield. Gill comes in to keep the ball away from Fitz, sets it up for Woozy, goes for the shot, a whip on that one. Could have been a great opportunity, but Boise State still in the lead by 1 as we close out the first minute. Fitz drives it around the corner. Woozy to stop centering, goes on in. Venom with possession, just trying to fake out the remaining defenders, and Durtho is able to slither on out of there with the ball. And another chance for Boise State to score.
Control that Durtho has is just mesmerizing. The way he can move the ball around each player. And now it's Woozy's turn. One touch of the sidewall, gets over the last man. Durtho's going to have the beautiful reset. When he doesn't get it, Gill with a 50 there. Wimples is just lurking in the backfield for Boise State, and he gets a shot on to tie the game with a minute and 30 in.
Sometimes it is these long clears with the play off the wall like that, just that catches the other team off guard in their rotations.
Durtho in the corner. Who's going to try and get one touch? Low on boost. Everybody is. Wimpulse there with a touch. I mean, they're just Boise State's looking for a clear here to be able to get some boost, get some offense going, but they're struggling at the moment. Fitz with another touch to the sidewall to continue this Washington State offense.
Off to the side of the goal. Fitz goes moving in. Doing a great job of keep away from Washington State. Got 1 minute left now to decide it all. Boise State still needs 1 goal to win. And they find it. What a shot by Woozy in midfield. So well aimed just off the bumper of the defender.
Oh, the recognition. The pass out of Gill to Woozy. And what's even better about this whole play was the placement. To be able to pin perfect, shoot it. Like, another touch out of Turtho. Double. Oh, it's so close. Save out of Venom. But Boise State is back to what they want, and it's an offense-heavy playstyle that they're liking.
Oh, off the crossbar. Follow-up by Turtho. That's the Broncos we know and love. Putting the Broncos up to a 2-goal lead with 14 seconds, most likely putting away the match with that great play right there.
Boise State here still finishing it off 3-1.
With the Rocket League victory, it feels as though the path to victory has been paved, and all eyes now turn to Saturday's game, where Boise State football has the opportunity to continue their winning streak and solidify their dominance.
Now to decide it all, Boise State still needs 1 goal to win. And they find it. What a shot by Woozy in midfield. So well aimed just off the bumper of the defender.
With the leaves starting to turn and the season in full swing, the Boise State esports players are setting into sweater weather and the regular season. Still more than a month away from traveling to the CECC Western Regional, the Broncos have other business to attend to, namely their Mountain West schedule and the Power Esports Conference. Boise State is part of the first of its kind scheduling alliance of Division I FBS schools, football powerhouses that also have strong esports programs. The 8 universities that make up the PEC are Michigan State, Ohio State, USC, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Kansas, Syracuse, and Boise State. The teams compete in 4 game titles against the same school each week. Dr. Joey Goriziak is the Syracuse University Esports Director. He explains what the PEC is about and what they aim to do.
Yeah, the PEC is a new, technically it's a scheduling alliance, in a way that builds on traditional athletic and especially football rivalries that students understand on college campuses. And we have a week of competition at a time against each school to really build on those more traditional rivalries. So 14 total weeks of competition, 7 in the fall, 7 in the spring. Rocket League, Valorant, Overwatch 2, Smash Brothers are the games that we get to compete in against each of these schools on those given weeks to really build on those more traditional rivalries.
Like college football that culminates in a football playoff to determine a national champion, the 8 schools of the PEC are on a collision course for Las Vegas. Dr. Goriziak explains.
It's really cool that we're able to provide a world-class facility for an in-person championship at the end of the year. We have this round-robin regular season that will build into an in-person championship with some of the biggest brands in not only esports, but the biggest brands in college in Las Vegas in early April, so that students have the chance to compete on one of the biggest stages in esports. So we're really excited that we are able to work with the HyperX Arena in Vegas to bring this world-class kind of competition to a world-class venue to have a really unique championship in person by the time April rolls around.
With their sights fixed on setting themselves up for a Vegas championship, the Broncos have a daunting opponent in Syracuse in Week 1, a tough matchup. First up is Rocket League, and the players are amped and ready to go.
Well, Boise State is looking to make a strong statement to start out the PEC. Back corner, Durtho pinches off the ceiling, gets a whole lot of ground off that one. Pushed off to the side by Syracuse. And now dropping right down in front.
What a great, this was such a much better game out of Syracuse here, looking to go again. Woozy with the double tap to finish it out. 2 seconds left on the clock, going 3-1. But, I mean, even with it being a 3-1, that's still saying something about Syracuse. They were able to hold it so much closer, but, I mean, Boise State. With the push up, double off the sidewall, goes towards net. Is he gonna be there? He's not.
I didn't know where you were. I just heard one
Those
more.
reads are so hard to make, and Durtho makes it look easy.
Oh, it's in.
Just perfect aim right there.
That's all I have. I'm putting
right.
Qual.
Oh, damn. I was committed to something else.
Nice. I have first.
I'm net 30 on.
and a closeout to game 3 with Boise State leading 5-3. The shots on goal still being the Broncos' strong suit. And as we can see them up on stage, I mean, it's just another day at work for them. You would
Up
never
next, the
think.
Overwatch team takes on the Orange.
Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena, and tonight we kick off our PEC season in Overwatch. Don't have really any time to push as a full team, so it's desperation tactics moving onto the field. They're going to wall off that Deadeye, and that's the point captured. All done and dusted, a hop, skip, and a jump, and a first-round win.
After
for
graduating
Boise State.
4 starters, including 2 All-Americans last year, the Broncos are in a rare rebuilding year. Doc is confident they can return to dominance with the freshman phenom Strider, or Cannon Miller, and veteran Clear, Jonathan Foraker, but because of both players' professional commitments, the squad has not had much time to develop. This leads to mistakes.
For so long, and we know how much damage you can pump out.
So what looked to be a possible sweep, you know, you didn't join us for the beginning of the match, but I said right before we went on, Doc said, so how about we sweep this in 3 maps? Oh, no, Syracuse says. They wag their finger right in Boise State's face if they can win this last match. They've got this Oracle Ray to help them be tanky as well. And Lyra just falling time and time again to the Pulsars is just making Boise State unable to fight these team fights in any meaningful way. Strider doing the best he can to bring it back with the Dragon Blade, but they do not touch the payload, and Syracuse upsets Boise State in Kings Row. Syracuse upsets Boise State in Kings Row. Might not see any sort of clean sweep here, but maybe Boise State does have that secret sauce. Cross comes in for the flank around the streetcar, trying to land it against the Cassidy. Azer heads down as Diamond Dog gets the final hit. Pulse grenade thrown onto Speed Glasses. Lunar bites the dust thanks to these minefields, which have just been hidden every single time. And Boise State gets the win on New Queen Street. Maybe Boise State just isn't as battle-hardened on that. There's just so much up in the air, but a lot is riding on this next Flashpoint round.
Yeah, for all we know, they could have been spending a lot of time working on New Junk City just to surprise the enemy team. So this could be an excellent play.
That's a very bad time for that Juno to jump onto the high ground. Now this Genji is trying to do all he can to stall this out, but it's not enough against the full force of the Broncos. Celebration Ultimate's out. They have won their first PEC match.
Wow, that last game was impressive.
Pulling out their first win as a team, Overwatch hands the reins to Smash.
As they can. And we can see it right there. 1-2, Syracuse in the lead with 2 stocks. Only issue is now Boise State is at 106% on their final stock. Final stock for both teams, but Boise State has a huge uphill battle now.
You can't really get hit by any straight hit here, or it's just momentum or just an instant death. And there we see it right there.
With that, yep, almost thought we were getting faked out for a second, but the game went for the special knockout. With that, Syracuse takes the first match. Pretty easy for him to get back, we can see that. But Syracuse doesn't want to let him off the ledge right now, just keeping up the pressure with the Gordos. Knocks him out, takes a stock, 2-1. Yeah, but as we said, Boise State's got 2 stocks to deal with, and Syracuse has 1, and they don't need to save them for another round. It's all in. And with that, Boise State is able to turn it around, bring it 1-1, bringing it to the 3rd match.
Smash has played 1v1, but in a format called Crew Battles, where teams of 4 compete 1 by 1 until a player has used up their 3 lives, called stocks. First team to take 12 stocks wins the crew battle.
Off the ledge, knock him out, and keep it going. And so as we can see, looks like this will not be a change. It's going to be DDD versus Yoshi. The very last round in this match. Once again, 3-1. The uphill battle of the century for Boise State in their first game. Syracuse going in swinging immediately, 8% on DDD. Both going straight out. The Gordo gets reflected, 25, 34, 53% on DDD. Already a devastating amount of damage on 1 stock. He's not out of it yet, though. Sorry. All right.
That might be.
Despite a tough start, Smash falls to Syracuse. A great win for the Orange, but a tough loss for the Broncos. Coach K has taken a special interest in the Smash team and community. Getting them to prepare properly for matches against other schools is different than weekly friendlies and tournaments. If they're going to have the season she hopes for, they'll need a strong showing.
They are trying to change their play style to better suit the feedback that they've gotten. We'll get to see dividends on for each of the individual players as time goes on, and I'm pretty excited. It's been pretty rewarding so far.
Valorant needs a dominant performance against the Orange to make an opening statement.
As all of Syracuse jumping out from hookah, Master gets the first, and the cross.
After almost dropping map 1 after an amazing comeback by Syracuse and narrowly winning 13-10, the Broncos are finding it difficult to close out map 2.
I'm flanking. They're going B.
All right, go back to that. Okay, I'm blinding. Ready? Blinding in 3, 2, 1, go.
Syracuse all looking the other direction as we see Sova looking for an opportunity to pick someone off. Neon's going to try and push up. Not able to, though, with the Cypher cage there.
Lots of utility onto that spike.
Huge standstill here. The defuse is going to go through. Prestige is going to try it. Sova's going to push through, tries to take out Omen, succeeds, and Syracuse is able to get the win.
Valorant is like football in that there are set plays the team practices and runs. When the opponent makes those plays tough, players call audibles to try and get the advantage. Communication and timing are key. Every player has to do their job.
And I'm really excited to see how Boise State utilizes Deadlock with their set plays.
Doing the Sova play or no? Or no?
I don't know. We're just
trying to get your ult in mid.
Okay, heard. Up.
Smoking elbow.
Three up. Raise room bang. Can you come through, Austin?
Yep.
Care of everything. Daimyo holding strong, gets the first, but he's traded. Now Skeletons is in a weird position.
I'm running main.
He's willing to just take the fight, and T0, he's the last one alive, and he's noted. Oh, Sky's good angle.
Able to take it out, yep.
That's what I like to see.
Bring the boom bot in.
Man on the bomb.
It's taken
Daimyo
out.
gets it.
Wow.
It's all up to 1. Can he get the defuse? It's going to come down to this. Daimyo 4K to close out the series.
And with that, Boise State is able to take the map.
With the win, the Valorant team can take this close call and learn from it. Coach K will help them focus not just on the outcome, but the process. The Broncos believe that it's a mistake to focus on the outcomes alone. It's the process of improving every day, with wins or with losses, that determine the outcome of a season. They'll review the video from this match to teach them how to be better. They'll use what they learned from this match to get better every day. As Doc says,
we don't get the team we want, we get the team we build.